I never thought my marriage would end the way it did. For years, I believed Emily was the woman who completed me, the woman I had promised to spend forever with. We had our ups and downs, sure, but I always thought we were strong enough to withstand anything. That belief shattered one ordinary evening when I stumbled upon the truth. My wife in the back seat of our car, with another man. And the worst part? My camera captured every second of it. It started weeks earlier when small things didn't add up. Emily suddenly became more protective of her phone, turning it face down on the table, or keeping it with her even when she went to the bathroom. She used to text freely around me, laughing at random memes, but now silence replaced the laughter. Her outfits changed too. Out of nowhere, she started dressing up more, hair done, makeup flawless, as if she was going somewhere far more exciting than just errands. I brushed it off, telling myself I was being paranoid. After all, Emily was my wife. The idea of her betraying me felt ridiculous, until the unease grew unbearable. One evening, I decided to test a suspicion. I installed a discreet dash camera in our car, one she never used unless she went out on her own. I told myself it was only for peace of mind, that maybe I'd feel foolish later for even considering it. But what I found shook me to my core. The next day, while Emily claimed she was going to meet her friend Rachel, I checked the footage. My hands trembled as the screen lit up. There she was, my wife, slipping into the back seat with a stranger. His face wasn't familiar, but the way they moved, the closeness, the whispered laughter. It told me everything I didn't want to believe. Watching the video felt like being punched in the chest again and again. My heart screamed to shut it off, but my eyes wouldn't let me. She kissed him. She leaned into him the same way she used to lean into me. My stomach turned as I realized she wasn't just cheating. She was comfortable, practiced, as though this wasn't the first time. I sat frozen for what felt like hours, staring at the betrayal playing out right there in our car. Anger, heartbreak, disbelief. They all collided inside me until I felt numb. How long had this been going on? How many lies had she fed me with that sweet smile I thought I knew so well? For days, I carried that video like a heavy stone in my chest. I couldn't eat properly, couldn't sleep, couldn't even look Emily in the eyes without hearing the echo of her laughter with him. Each time she smiled at me, I wondered if it was the same smile she gave that stranger. Every "I love you" she whispered before bed felt poisoned, like she was rehearsing a lie she no longer believed in. I kept asking myself, was our marriage ever real? Or had she been drifting away while I clung desperately to something already broken? The strange thing was Emily didn't act guilty. She came home humming songs, cooking dinner like nothing was wrong, asking about my day as though she hadn't just destroyed the foundation of our life together. That calmness made it worse. It meant she was comfortable with her double life. She thought I was blind, too trusting, too naive to notice. And maybe that's what cut the deepest. Not just the betrayal, but the fact that she thought I'd never see her for who she really was. I played the footage over and over until it was burned into my memory. Part of me wanted to confront her immediately, to scream, to throw the evidence in her face and watch her lies crumble. But another part of me was cold, calculating. I didn't just want her to know I had caught her. I wanted her to feel the weight of what she had done. I wanted her to realize that the man she had betrayed was not a fool, not a pushover, but someone capable of holding her accountable. That's when the plan started forming in my mind. I transferred the footage from the dash cam to my phone, and then to a secure folder on my laptop. I made multiple copies because if there was one thing I knew, it was that Emily would try to spin this in her favor once she was exposed. She was clever with words, always able to twist situations, but this time she wouldn't escape. The camera had captured everything, and the truth would stand like a wall she couldn't climb. The hardest part was pretending. Sitting across from her at dinner, forcing myself to nod along when she talked about her girls' night, when I already knew exactly where she was going and who she was meeting. Pretending to believe her lies while my blood boiled beneath the surface. I felt like a ghost in my own home, walking the halls of a marriage that was already dead. But I waited. I waited for the perfect moment to make my move. The night I chose to finally confront her, I felt strangely calm. Emily had gone out again, claiming she needed space, after a stressful week at work. I sat in the living room, the laptop open in front of me. The damning video paused at the exact frame where her lips touched his. Hours passed before I heard the familiar sound of our car pulling into the driveway. My heart didn't race. It beat steady, almost cold, like I was about to carry out a duty I had long delayed. She walked through the door, her perfume lingering in the air, a little too strong, like she had rushed to cover something up. "You're still awake?" she asked, setting her purse down casually, like she hadn't just stepped out of another man's arms. "Yeah," I replied, my voice even. "I was waiting for you." I turned the laptop toward her and pressed play. The silence in the room was suffocating except for the muffled sounds of her betrayal filling the space. Emily froze, her eyes wide, her lips parting without a word. She reached out as if to close the screen, but I snapped it shut myself. "Don't bother lying," I said. "I know everything. I've known for weeks." Her face crumbled, but not in the way I expected. There were no tears, no apologies, only anger. "You were spying on me?" she snapped, her voice sharp. "Do you have any idea how invasive this is?" I laughed bitterly. "Invasive? You were in our car, Emily. In the seat where I drove you to our wedding, where we planned our future. And you brought him there. Don't you dare twist this into something about me." She faltered then, realizing the weight of her actions was undeniable. But instead of remorse, she turned defensive, muttering excuses about loneliness, about me working too much, about how things just happened. Each word she spoke was another knife, another reminder that the woman I married had been gone long before I caught her on camera. I didn't shout. I didn't beg. I simply stood, walked to the door, and said, "Pack your things. You don't live here anymore." Her protests followed me down the hall, but I didn't look back. The video was already sent to a trusted friend, a safety net in case she tried to twist the story later. For once, I felt no confusion, no doubt, only clarity. That night, as I lay alone in the bed we once shared, I realized the betrayal had freed me. The marriage I thought I was clinging to had been gone for a long time, and now I finally had proof. Emily's lies no longer haunted me. Instead, I felt the quiet strength of a man who had faced the truth, captured it, and walked away with his dignity intact.